Nearly 3 years into the grueling Russia-Ukraine war, there are signs it may intensify with a major shift in U.S. policy. President Joe Biden will now let Ukraine use American-supplied missiles to hit inside Russia. The news came hours after Russia launched one of its largest attacks in months, targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure and killing civilians, escalating fears over Moscow's intention to damage the energy grid ahead of winter. Until now, Biden had resisted this position. The change comes with only a few months left in office. CTV's Garrett Barry reports.
These are MGM-140 Army tactical missile systems, powerful supersonic missiles that Ukrainian forces have used against Russian bases inside Ukraine's old borders, but never inside Russian land. That could change. Today, outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden's administration signaled a massive shift. It has now given Ukrainian forces the green light to fire American weapons into Russia. Ukraine is said to be preparing an attack in the coming days. Tonight, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky told his citizens their actions won't be announced, but missiles speak for themselves. The American decision comes after months of petitioning by Ukrainian politicians.
We can't only be fighting on the Ukrainian territory with just trying to defend ourselves from the attacks. No country can win just by defense.
It's a bid to give Ukraine more power and more leverage in negotiations that are expected to enter a new phase when Donald Trump returns to the White House in January. But warnings, too, from United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres, who said today must not mark a permanent escalation in the war.
Peace in Ukraine by following the UN Charter.
All the while, it's been a day of attacks inside Ukraine from Russia. Russia launched more than 100 missiles and 90 drones. Today, blackouts across the country, residents huddled into warming stations and water lineups. In Sumy, Ukrainian prosecutors said 7 adults and 1 child were killed when a Russian missile hit a residential building. 10 more people were injured. Ukrainian officials say the attacks caused further damage to power grid infrastructure already weakened and weathered by war. No end in sight for a war that's nearing its 3rd anniversary. Garrett Barry, CTV News.